Hi, I'm Dr. V, and today we're talking about protecting your vibe. What is protecting your vibe, or what is a vibe? Sometimes your vibe might be confused with self-care, but your vibe is something that's a little bit different. Your vibe is the energy that you put out into the environment. So it's the energy that you might interact with somebody with, an energy you might take into a room, the energy you might take into a confrontation or a disagreement with somebody. That is your vibe. So it's really important for us to protect it even now, or especially now, given that we have to be really interested or cognizant and aware of the vibe that we're putting out into our conversations with other people. So the first thing to consider with vibe is positive versus optimism. So a positive vibe, I'm sure you've heard that before. Somebody has a positive vibe. So a positive vibe means that you can see the good in life right now. So it's a very present moment thinking kind of approach to have a positive. The other thing that you would want to have is an optimism or optimistic vibe. And that means that you believe that good things will happen in the future. So optimistic vibe puts energy out into the universe, and that's something that's really important and very useful in a lot of your interactions. Something also to really pay attention between positive and optimistic is that optimism is not positive thinking. Optimism is a positive attitude or approach, right? So that's where we get the vibe from. So it's an attitude or an approach that can affect you mentally and physically. So your vibe can materialize in the way you think, your thoughts, in the way you feel, in your emotions, and the things that you do in your behaviors, the way you react or respond to a stimulus, to a conflict, to a pressure situation, or to stress. So that's what vibe is. So how do you protect your vibe? The first thing that you want to try to do is assess your vibe. And the way that we assess a vibe is by swotting it. And by swotting it is SWOT, and those are the 4 categories. So with swotting your vibe, you pay attention to strengths, W, weaknesses, O, opportunities, and T, your threats. So that's how you SWOT your vibe. When you're trying to assess your vibe, you ask yourself 2 questions for each element. One is it really? And the second is, how can I? Right? So those are 2 questions we ask each of them. So with your strengths, you ask yourself, is it really a strength? Is that something that you're making up in your mind? One thing to consider is that a strength can exist on a continuum. So something that's a strength in one situation can be a weakness in another. So making sure that you are being very aware of where your strengths are and how your strengths are impacting your effectiveness in a situation. So the first question is it really a strength? And then the second question is how do you enhance it? How do you make sure that the strength that you have is really getting to the constructiveness, usefulness, adaptiveness of a situation, right? So that way your vibe can be enhanced. The second thing is your weaknesses. So the question again is it really a weakness? Because sometimes we have self-defensive symptoms or approaches, and we have self-deceptive approaches. And that means that you tell a lie to yourself, meaning that you can exaggerate, generalize, or rationalize something to make it feel like it's not working for you. And that's how you get your weaknesses. So it may not actually be weaknesses. It could be just what you've created in your mind based on how you've perceived something or how you've talked yourself out of something or into something. So the second question would be, how can I overcome it? So you don't have a weakness and say, well, that's just how it is, that's just what I do. I am who I am, right? But what you want to try to do is, how do you overcome it? How do you find the elements within that weakness that you can create strengths out of? Okay. The third one is the O, and that is the opportunity. So again, we ask, is it really an opportunity? Is it something that's really serving your purpose? Is it something that is part of your mission? Is it attested to your innate values and ethics? So is it really an opportunity? And then secondly, how do you capitalize? So if it is an opportunity, check. Then how do you capitalize on this opportunity? How do you use it to make sure that it is sending the energy that you want to have sent, so that way your vibe can be enhanced and optimized? Finally, we have our threats, and that's the T, that's the final one. So the question again is, it's kind of sound repetitive here, but it is it really a threat? Is it something, is a threat, if Is it something that's going to keep you from achieving what it is you want to achieve? Or is it a challenge? Is it an obstacle? Is it something that you can overcome? So then the question becomes, how do you minimize it? Or how do you minimize the risk of this threat so that way you can still achieve what it is you want to achieve? So that's how you SWOT your vibe. So first, you got to assess your vibe using a SWOT analysis: strength, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. So you have those 4 categories. You ask yourself, is it really? And how do I? And that's how you assess your vibe to make sure that you can go into every other situation and then protect your vibe. If you're interested in learning more about protecting your vibe or assessing your vibe, or just what vibe is, then you can shoot me an email at vrperformanceconsulting@gmail.com, or you can check it on my website. You can send me a contact message through there at vrperformanceconsulting.com, and also on my Instagram at vrperformanceconsulting. If you'd like also, you can leave a comment under this video and I will contact you as well. I do webinars and seminars on this topic, as well, of course, a couple other topics as well in the human performance realm. So if you're interested in any of those, you can shoot me a message, send a DM, and I will contact you. Anything else? Hope you guys are protecting your vibe.